Hi, this is Chief Education Officer Bill Olsen, and I want to welcome you to a brief cable update of our school system. Well, for all of us, it's a very, very busy time of year. We have holidays approaching of Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, the major celebrations, both culturally and religiously. Lots of anxiety that develops this time of year. I know in the school department, the budget development is consuming an extraordinary amount of our time. When we develop the budget for the following school year, we develop it through conversations with a number of people. We ask our staff what's working with students, but what also are there areas of needs that have emerged that the staff is evidencing, and what are the both current and emerging needs that we need to address and perhaps do a better job of, like most other school systems, in educating our students. You know, to me it's important that I don't read out of a book means to improve a school system. I want to go right to the people, right to the source, to the professionals who work with our children day in and day out, and understand what their strengths are, but understand where their areas of need are also. And they do an excellent job articulating those needs to me. We also meet and have a discussion with the school board about their priorities. As you know, they're the representatives of you, of the members of the community, and they are a conduit that expresses your feelings, your needs to the administration for us to plan in terms of programs, services of all types for our students. So we've had those discussions. We will continue to have discussions. We have not met yet with all of the staff in all of the buildings. We've had several very good discussions after school with the staff, encouraging them to let us know what's working, but also their suggestions for improving our program and service offerings for students. It's extraordinarily important to listen, and always listen to the people you expect to conduct the activities of a school system, and respect what they have to say. Now, coming up also is a very, very important meeting between the school board and the school budget committee. I'm not sure if that type of meeting has happened in the past, but the school board, both the school board and the budget committee, initiated that meeting this year, and I think it's a wonderful idea. The budget committee has been very supportive, so hasn't the school board. That support is extraordinarily important to all of us. That support has to be earned, and we do our best by giving the school board and the school budget committee the reason to believe in us and to support what we're doing. It's important that we plan strategically from one fiscal year to the next what we're going to do for programs and services for our students, what new trends are emerging that we need to address, what new legislative mandates come through the State House that we need to address also. And it's important that we do those things with fidelity, ethically and honestly, and always, always, always with the focus of what is in the best interest of our students, both pre-K through grade 12. So we're looking forward to the discussion coming up on Monday night, December 12th. That will be the joint meeting between our school board and the school budget committee. We're looking for a productive meeting. We have a set of priorities that have been established by the school committee that pertain to the current fiscal year, the 2022-2023 fiscal year. They spent a very valuable, almost day-long session this past June, establishing goals, both short and long-term goals, and revisited the priorities a short while back for the 2023-2024 school year. And there's a consistent trend in those priorities that will provide a guidepost for us to conduct the business operations and the academic operations of the school system. So we're looking for a great outcome from that joint boards meeting. After that, on December 19th, we present the 2023-2024 school year budget to the school board. And then that is followed up in early through mid and late January with budget meetings with the school board, but also budget meetings with the entire school budget committee. I want to commend that school budget committee for the work that the liaisons to the various schools and grade levels have accomplished. I witnessed that for the first time last year in the development of the 2022-2023 budget, and I was extraordinarily impressed with the depth of knowledge that the school budget committee liaisons were able to develop and understand what was going on in each respective school and program area that they were responsible for overseeing and reporting back to the budget committee on. So they've certainly done their homework. Both the school board and the school budget committee spent an extraordinary amount of time trying to represent the best interest of students and staff, but also understanding their financial responsibility to you, the taxpayer. So we're looking forward to a very positive, a very enjoyable budget season coming up. I want to mention also that we have a couple of professional development sessions and training sessions coming up for families in the next week. On December 13th, there is a program on the dangers of vaping. There's a presentation on that, and it's happening for parents on December 13th from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Merrimack High School cafeteria. So I hope, if you're interested, I hope that you'll be able to attend. Once again, acknowledging that certainly it's a busy time of year. Also on December 13th, and this meeting is virtual, from 6:30 to 7:30. There is a program that has been developed by our Director of Student Wellness, Fern Seiden, along with Michelle Watson, from NAMI, the National Alliance for Mental Illness. And that program, that training session, a very informative session, will be learning to manage stress and cope with anxiety at any age. One of the things that we've observed since the inception of the COVID pandemic is that the anxiety level of students, staff, the public has been extraordinarily enhanced and increased. And it's important that we do everything possible to work with our students, to work with our families on how to be as resilient as we possibly can, how to understand the full magnitude and impact of a situation that's facing us, and how to effectively cope with those situations, sometimes emergency in nature, in a reasonable, rational, controlled manner. Always helpful skills in life. So we're looking forward to the program at the high school on the dangers of vaping, and that same night we're looking forward to the program on learning to manage stress and cope with anxiety at all ages. Once again, I want to remind people that we are always interested in hiring quality substitute teachers. This is not a problem that's unique to Merrimack. It's a nationwide problem. Since the COVID pandemic began a couple of years ago, working from home has become more of a norm in certain sectors of the economy, both private and public. And so people have left jobs where they have to report to work outside of their home each day and each week, each month, and each year, and they've taken positions that allow them some freedom during the day and some ability to work from home. And so that has diminished the labor force to us. The pandemic has discouraged some potential educators from working in this field any longer because they don't believe in the hybrid or remote model of education. We know that the best education for students happens from face-to-face contact with students, between students and staff, and that remote education is fine for some students, but not all. And so we've known the up-close, personal, connection that is present in the classroom every day, that has worked well to serve students for generations. We want to make sure that we can continue to offer in-person instruction throughout the year and make sure that we can work with students to continue to develop their resilience, continue to develop their internal motivation to accomplish certain tasks in school and at home and in life, and keep encouraging them that sometimes we go through periods of stress and difficulty, but it's important that we persevere and that we work together and see ourselves through any particular situation that happens in school or in life. With the sports, before I close, starting up, another exciting season. We want to congratulate all the athletes, the student athletes and the coaches for the programs in the fall. We're looking forward to the winter. It's amazing how quickly the school year is progressing at the present time. We were talking about that today at another budget meeting. Here we are approaching mid-December in the 2022-2023 school year, and before you know it, it will be spring again. I would encourage you, if you have a moment and you're over by the high school, you're over by our central office at McElwain Street, please stop in and just introduce yourself. I'd love to sit down and chat with you for a few minutes, as long as I'm not out of the office at a meeting, because it's always good to understand the fabric and the culture of the community. And this is a wonderful, wonderful community. And with that being said, I want to take one final opportunity to thank the Merrimack School Board. They have expressed their confidence in me. They have agreed to hire me through the 2024-2025 school year, and I greatly, greatly appreciate that. I always enjoy working in communities that have a great, strong culture and fabric to them, that people are cordial to each other for the most part, okay, like in every other community, but hardworking, and always looking out for the best interests of their children. So this is Bill Olsen. I want to thank you again and look forward to another cable program with you very shortly.